our next speaker is Lisa Demmi. We all love Lisa, right? What up, dog? She's a speaker, trainer, entrepreneur, and I love this, a social media nerd. She's on a mission to change the world by transforming individuals, their organizations, and businesses, and their communities. Please give a warm welcome to Lisa Demmi. She's coming on stage.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. And especially, first of all, I just want to say for the rest of my life, I get to say Donna Stone opened for me. Yeah? So I'm so excited about that. I'm totally using it too. I hope that's okay. So I'm so excited to be here, especially after the events that we've all gone through for the last feels like 2 months, for the last week. I think for me and for probably a lot of us, this is the perfect place for us all to be. So I just want to thank you guys for being here with me, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Would you guys agree that so far it's been pretty magical? Yeah. So who wants to do a little magic with me? Like, I really need a volunteer. No, for real. Okay. I saw some hands over there. I know you. You can't be the volunteer. What's your name? Leo. Do we know each other? No. Did I write you a big check in the parking lot saying, hey, do this trick for me and let's make... Okay. So, Leo, can you stand up a minute? I'm not going to bring you on stage like Donna did. You can just do it from your seat. So I want you to do this. I want you to think of the city and state that you were born in. Don't say it out loud. But I want you to think of the city and state that you were born in, and then I want you to just telepathically send it to me, okay? We can do this. You guys are laughing, but this is gonna work. All right. Keep sending, I gotta get the end of it. All right, now you can say it out loud. What is it?
Tampa, Florida.
Wow, that's a far way away. Let's give her a round of applause, you guys. Magic is great, isn't it? So who'd like to have a little bit more magic in their life? Anybody? Have you guys, I know I've done this, have you ever said, oh my God, if I had a magic wand, I would totally change this about me or change this about my life? Have you guys done that before? Yeah. So I want you to think about that specific, pick one. My list is very long and we could be here all day long, but I want you to pick one of those things. And today I'm going to show you how you're going to make that happen. Sound good? Okay. So magic, we're talking about magic. I use something called small magic. And what small magic is it's a process that I've been using for probably the last year now to transform myself and to change the way I see people around me and to be connected with my community. And what it is it's we all have those big giant goals, right? Do we all have those big goals that you're like writing a book could be a really big goal for me. Losing 50 pounds, big goal for me. But we all have those big goals that we think, I just can't do it. But you can, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna break those big goals into small, manageable chunks. How does that sound? Okay. So, but first I gotta share something with you. And I'm surprised by this too. So I'm not surprised by this. Today's my 1-year anniversary. I'm not surprised by that. It's a year ago I got married, but I am surprised my wife's actually in the audience. You got me. A year ago today, for real, we got married. We went down to the county courthouse. My mother's not happy about that because she wasn't invited. And we got married and we went on our honeymoon and we went to the mountains of Arizona. And in the mountains of Arizona at this time now, it's pretty cold. And I'm from Florida, so I'm a Florida girl. Anything below 70, I've got to put on a parka. And I can remember one specific night, we were sitting out on a back patio, and it was dusk, and it's that time of night where the sun starts going down, and I remember looking out, and I saw this silhouette of mountains. and the sun was going behind it, and I could see the oranges and the reds and the pinks and the purples. You know when the sky looks really beautiful when it sets over the Gulf? Like that. And I remember I was sitting next to Lynn, and we were celebrating with friends and family, and we had a fire pit going. I had my feet up on the fire pit, wrapped up in a blanket, and I will tell you I did have an adult beverage in my hand. 10 days, you guys, 10 days of no cell phone, no email, no to-do list, no having to answer to clients, 10 days of nothing, freedom, celebrating, hanging out. How does that sound? Sounds pretty good? Okay, it wasn't for me. It wasn't. And I'm gonna tell you, I was ticked off that it wasn't for me, and I couldn't understand why. And I thought about it. I was like, I should be elated. I should be happy. And I thought, I'm the one who is to blame here. And what I realized was I put myself in that situation. Let me tell you why I felt that way. I was in the absolute worst shape I'd been in a really long time, like just bad shape. I would wake up in the morning, I wasn't excited to do what I was doing. I was unfulfilled. I was just kind of going through the motions. Have you guys ever had those days when you're just like, good God, let me just go through the motions and get what I need to get done? I was doing that every single day. Just checking off my list what I needed to get done. And I was a flatline. You guys know what a flatline is? A flatline is when your heart stops beating. My heart had stopped beating for the life I was living. That's not a good place to be, and I did not like the way it felt at all. So I realized I needed to make a change. But I wasn't gonna make that big, grand change, because I've been there, done that before. And when I try to bite that big bite off, it just doesn't stick. So I decided I would make a small change, and I was gonna do one thing healthier for me. So we got back to Tampa, and I can remember there's that big change hanging around my neck like a noose. And what I would have done before is I probably would have just blown it off and said, I just can't do it. But this time it was different, because I said, I'm just gonna take a small bite. We're talking about small, manageable chunks of things that you can accomplish. So I did what any normal person who hadn't worked out in a long time would do, who was horribly out of shape, and I went to a CrossFit gym. Makes sense, right? For how many of you guys have ever been inside a CrossFit gym before? Okay, so you all know what I'm talking about, but for those of you who don't know, CrossFit gyms are stinky, they're hot, they're uncomfortable, they're Spartan, like this is not in a CrossFit gym, just FYI. There's like a lot of noise, people are yelling at each other, and they're pushing a lot of weight around. And I can remember just putting one step in the door and being completely intimidated, just like that. And thank God, the coach there was really awesome, and she's like, listen, you can do it. You can do it, it's no problem. Here's what I want you to do, Lisa. I want you to do 3 weeks of on-ramp training. I'm like, okay, on-ramp training, that sounds good. What is it? She says, it's one-on-one. I'm like, great, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. And she said, and it's the training for the training. I'm like, well, wait a minute, what? She said, it's the training for the training. So I said, all right, I'm gonna do it. It's 3 weeks, it's one-on-one. Can't possibly embarrass myself horribly. I did it. 3 weeks later, surprise, surprise, no bloodshed, that's a plus, no embarrassment, and I actually kind of really liked it. And so I graduated to the actual training now, right? So I remember kind of feeling a little cocky. I was like, yeah, I got this, I'm gonna join class. And I go into my first class, and for those of you who've seen my hair in the morning, think Kramer from, I always wear a ball cap, and I remember pulling my ball cap as down far as I could over my eyes. Y'all know this trick, it renders you invisible, right? And I thought, I won't stick out, no one will notice me, I'll slide by, I can get used to this. Well, after not that much time, I really decided, wow, this is pretty cool. And guess what? I started to see results. I lost weight, I got stronger, I slept better, I had more energy, but I expected all of that. What I did not expect was this, and Lynn can corroborate, I'm sure. You can talk to her after. I got nicer. I was happier. Someone over there is really, yeah. Did you know me before? Did you know me before, Sierra? And I thought, wow, that's so cool. So I got all of that and other things that I'm not telling you about, but it was all out of that one small change of saying, I'm just gonna do one thing healthier for myself. Remember, I didn't say, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds in one day. I said, I'm gonna do one thing healthier for myself. And I got all of that from that small change. So, wow, that got loud. So you're probably thinking, wow, that sounds really, really simple, Lisa. Wow, why aren't we all doing this? Well, small magic is simple, but it's not easy. So here's the catch. For me, I have to make that commitment over and over and over again, every second, every minute, every hour, until it becomes automatic. So let me give you an example of how that works out. So remember, think the small manageable chunks now, okay? So I'll wake up in the morning, put on my gym clothes, small magic. Get in my car, drive to the gym, small magic. Get out of my car and actually walk into the gym, small magic. Do that extra rep of that exercise that I just cannot stand, small magic, and so on and so on and so on, until it becomes automatic, until it becomes a habit. I don't have to practice it anymore. I don't have to think about it. You know how when you brush your teeth, you guys don't like, go, I have to brush this one and this one and this one and this one, right? You just brush your teeth, right? It's exactly like that. Exactly like that. So I bet you're thinking right now, well, that's really awesome, Lisa, and you look great. You're thinking that, right? But I bet you're wondering, well, how does that help me any? Great question. So remember we talked about bringing it down to small manageable chunks. How many of you guys have a to-do list and you have like, you do all the things that are so easy to do first, like the 10 things that are easy to do? Like sometimes I'll even write the easy things down after I've done them and check it off. Y'all do that, don't you? Okay. But we always manage to skip those big things, right? So what would it be if you took those big things and made them into those little small things? And every day you do one of those small things that puts you closer to where you want to be. Every single day, and you're moving closer to that goal. How would that be? That'd be pretty cool, huh? And something else I want you to think about. I don't know about y'all, but I do not wake up in the morning and say, yay, I get to struggle today. I don't do that. Remember, God bless you. Remember those manageable chunks we talked about? I celebrate achieving each and every one of those. You know, getting up and getting out of bed, putting on my gym clothes, success, celebration, party, and getting in my car and driving to the gym, another party, and getting out of my car and going into the gym, another success, another party. So now I am celebrating all day long, all day long. Listen, y'all, I'm only 5'4". Well, today I might be 5'6", maybe 5'7". But I'm gonna tell y'all what, standing on top of those successes, I am 7'2". And what do you think looks different when you're standing on top of your successes? You can answer. Everything. Yeah, and your goals, those things that you thought were unattainable and unreachable, you're looking down on them now instead of looking up at them. They look smaller, they look less scary, they look more attainable, right? So make sure you're celebrating. So here's what I want you guys to do. Y'all have bags down there? There's a little black book in there that says Small Magic on it. I want you to take the book out. And I want you to go to the first page, or any page, doesn't really matter. And I want you to write, well, remember when we first started talking, what was that first goal? That thing that we talked about, if you could wave a magic wand around it. Remember that? Write that down on the first line. Okay, so take that, remember when we first started talking in the conversation today about that one place, if you could wave a magic wand around, what would you change? I want you to write that on the first line. What is that area? what is that thing in your life that you would change if you could? Write that down. Everybody got that? Okay, then on the second line, and you guys are going to do this every day, so you're going to be practicing. I'm going to be checking on all 225 of you. On the second line, I want you to write down one small thing that you can do today that will put you closer to that goal. One small thing that I want you to be able to do by the end of the day. Everybody got that? Okay, so now I'm going to ask you some questions and we're going to do one last magic trick. How many of you guys are seeing your goals a little bit differently now? How many of you think that you can do the things that you want to do that maybe stopped you before? Yeah. How many of you guys are confident that you can reach your goals? Okay, well, guess what? It's magic. You're correct. So I now pronounce you all small magicians, and I'm going to leave you with one last thing. Lynn and I are going back to Arizona at Christmas this year, and I get a do-over. And now armed with small magic, I think I'm going to have a much different experience than I did last year. And I'm going to tell y'all what. I'm going to be sitting out on that back patio. I'm going to have my foot up on the edge of the fire pit. I'm going to be wrapped in a blanket, watching the sun go down, having an adult cocktail. And I'm going to be thinking about all of you guys and all the successes that you've gotten since then. Thank you so, so much.